Welcome back, budgeting besties. This week we're going to be budgeting with $720. So grab your favorite drink or snack, cozy up, and let's stuff our envelopes. Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Busy Girl Budgets. My name is Mallory. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you'll decide to stick around. And if you're a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We're going to be stuffing our envelopes today, and as you guys saw, we are doing $720. That is after we've paid all of our bills. So I don't stuff bills on this channel. I just pay all of them, and then whatever's left is what I pull out to cash stuff. And so that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to start with our wallet. I do want to take a minute and say, if you guys are here, please leave this video a thumbs up. And if you're watching, drop me a daisy emoji in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Any little bit of engagement really helps. So thank you all so much. If you're here, please do that for me. I would so appreciate it. So getting started with our wallet, we're going to stuff that first. So in groceries this week, we're going to do 100. So 50, 70, 90, and 100. For dining out this week, it is getting 50, which is more than our normal amount, but we have some things planned this week. Then My Fun Money is going to get its usual 10. Miscellaneous is going to get its 10, and we're going to do that all in one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is just our buffer to pull from through the week. Sometimes I like to pull from that so I don't have to break another bill. And then my husband also gets his fun money, which is $10, and we'll set that to the side for him as well. So that is it for our wallet. I forgot to take out my change, so let's do that really quickly. I actually did use my cash this week. As you guys know, I'm a big supporter of credit cards as well because of the points and everything that you can get. But this week, I really tried to stick to cash. I definitely still use my card as well. If you guys caught my unstuffing, you know I spent a lot on my card. I had to unstuff a lot. But I also used cash, and I actually had some left, so that was cool. All right, so here's the change that I have for the week. And also, I use my change throughout the week, so if I have it, I spend it. But this is what's left and what's going in here today. All right. So we're going to start with our high priority binder, which is this one here. You guys are going to notice that some of my amounts are a little bit different in here than what they were last week. We did have to pull some money from our Ally account, which I actually have a referral link to Ally. If you guys don't have a high yield savings account, they are doing a deal right now. I think you get a bonus. I think it's $100 bonus that you get after you make the qualifying deposits. And then I get a little bit of a bonus too. But I have loved having my Ally account. I earn way more interest on that than just a regular savings account. So I will leave the link to that below if you guys are interested in opening one. Of course, I can't see any of your information ever. None of that is shared. But yeah, so I did have to pull some money from my Ally account. It pained me to bring my emergency fund down below $10,000. But I have to remind myself that that's why the money was there. We knew going into this, starting the business and my husband losing his job, that the income was kind of going to be inconsistent for a while. And that's exactly what this emergency fund is for, so that we can still pay our bills and kind of have some semblance of normalcy as time goes on. So we also did have some extra expenses. My husband had to get his windshield replaced on his car. We had to, it was just a lot. So yeah, there's some different balances in here than what we had last week. So I'm sad, but it's all right. So the emergency fund this week, we're going to be adding 20. So this has 5,000, 7,500, 8,500, 9,000, 920, and 9,000, 9,020, 9,040. There we go. So 9,040 in there. And then the pups emergency fund, they are also going to get 20 this week. So they have 1, 2, 3, 400, 420, and 440 in their emergency fund. And then health, this is getting the most this week. It is getting 100. So I am gonna have to pull this in a few days when I make the June premium payment. We have 100, 200, 253, 354, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40. So I'll have to pull 480 of this for the June payment, which I will make here in a couple days. And then we have car repairs, which is empty because of the windshield replacement, and we had to pull from a few other places to cover this. So we are starting over in here, and it is getting 30 today. So that will be all that it has. So how are you guys doing? I know a lot of kids are getting out of school for the summer. So if you have kiddos or if you work in a school, are you out? Are you almost out? Are you checked out if you're almost done with your school year? Let me know in the comments. I know here, I think the kids might be done with school. I don't have kids, so I'm not exactly sure on the schedule, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot more kiddos out and about. I know that the schedule here in New Mexico is different than like where I grew up in Michigan. We never went back to school until after Labor Day, and we went well into June for the school year. But here they start back in August, and they get out usually like mid-May to like the third week of May-ish. So it's a little bit different. Michigan this week is going to get 20. And what are your plans for the summer? Ours are, we really want to go camping. So we finally got our camper fixed. We had an issue with one of our tanks, our holding tanks, and it actually cracked. And so it's kind of a mess, and that's finally taken care of. So my husband's actually going to be using it this weekend for an event that he's going to, and that he's going to be staying on property. So that is going to be a good trial run, and then hopefully we can plan some camping trips because I am just like dying to go camping. We love to camp in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. If you guys have never been there, it is just the cutest little town with hot springs. It is the best. We love it. It's our favorite. And I am hoping we can plan a trip there soon. So Michigan now has 100, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. So 280 in Michigan. We are planning a trip here for July. We're going to fly up there. I just need to book it. I haven't booked it yet, but it will be free with my points. That is it for the high priority binder. So let's go ahead and move into our short-term binder. All right, so getting into our short-term binder, first of all, we have pups. This binder is feeling extra light. There's been a lot of spending done recently, but that's okay. Also, I'm so sorry, you guys. I forgot to turn on my little light over here. I don't know if this is so dark. Let's see. It's on now. Okay. I don't know if that makes much of a difference. I can't really see the camera screen from where I'm sitting, but pups is going to get 50, and that's all that it is going to have. I also have a gift card that I need to add in here. Household will be getting 10 this week, and we don't really need anything. I need to tell myself that every time I'm in the store. So we have $20 in household. So you guys know I Instacart shop a lot, and so at Smith, which is our local grocery store, it's a branch of Kroger, they have so many markdowns, and the markdowns get me, you guys. And like literally every day I come home with something, and my husband's like, we do not need anything else. And I'm like, I have such a hard time passing up a deal. Like I cannot do it. And I have to remind myself of everything my mom used to tell me when I was a kid, because I'd be like, but it's 70% off. And she's like, but if you don't buy it, you save 100%. And it's like, yes, it's true. It's true. So, unless it's something I absolutely like need, then I have got to get that under control. I have got to. Anyway, but household has 20, and it made me think of it because I was looking in my I have like a cleaning closet. I have so much laundry detergent, you guys. It is dumb. Like, it's dumb. It's not like a couponer like obsession, but I have plenty, like easily enough for probably like the rest of the year. Like, I do not need to buy more. So if I come on here and say I had to buy laundry detergent, smack me in the face in the comment section, please, because no, I didn't. I really didn't. Face palm emoji. I promise you guys, I don't need laundry detergent. Fabric softener, I am almost out of. So we can let that one slide. Okay, Costco is getting 50. That is empty. All right, Beauty is going to get 10. I just colored my hair last week with my hair color that came in the mail like almost 2 months ago. So I finally did that, so it's fresh, and I shouldn't need to do that for a while. I got a haircut a couple weeks ago, but my husband gets his haircut every like 4 to 5 weeks, so I gotta save up for that. So we've got 30 in Beauty. And then lastly in here is toiletries. And I've been doing so good, you guys, with my low, no spend on toiletries. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. I've been going through so many things, finishing products. I'm really proud of myself for sticking to that. All right, that is it for my short-term binder. All right, next we're gonna be stuffing my low priority binder. And there's only 4 categories in here. But starting off with coffee, we are adding the normal 5. This is for all of our supplies to do our matcha, tea, boba, espresso, all that stuff at home. So we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. I did actually splurge and go to Starbucks yesterday, but that's because they sent me a coupon for $3 any drink that I wanted. And so they have a new shaken espresso that I wanted to try. And it was a 5 out of 10. Like, I probably wouldn't order it again because I can make something probably better at home. It just tasted like vanilla cinnamon slightly. It was supposed to be like a horchata themed shaken espresso, but I didn't get that until like the last 2 sips, so at the bottom. So either they didn't mix it well, it wasn't made well, I don't know. But I'm glad I only paid $3 for it because it would have killed me to spend like $8.50 on it, which is what it would have been without the coupon, which is insane. All right, so coffee has 20. Entertainment is going to get its usual 10. We don't have any plans for this really, so it has 10, 20, 30. Shopping is empty. That's going to get 20 this week. And then gifts is actually getting a good amount this week. It's getting 60. We have some things we need to gift coming up, so we're going to put extra in there. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, and 100 in gifts. All right, and that is it for my low priority binder. Okay, lastly, we are going to be moving to my savings challenge binder. So we are actually going to complete the Soaring High challenge this week. If you guys want to do this challenge, I have a couple variations of this available in my Etsy shop. And these are little hot air balloons. I just love this challenge. It is so cute. So we're going to be adding the 40 that we need to complete this. So let's get our marker. We'll color that in. All right, so I have a variation of this that is a scratch off and it's a higher dollar amount. And then I have this one that's $100, and then we also have a digital version of this available. So check that out in the shop. We do have a little bit of a sale going on right now. If you order a certain amount of products, then you get a percentage off. So go ahead and check that out. So this is complete. Yay. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I already know exactly what I'm going to do with this, and we will come back to it at the end. I'm going to set that there for now. And we're going to leave this in here for now. We'll probably restart this next week. All right. So the Taco Bout challenge, this is also available in my shop. Each of these icons is worth 10. And today we're going to be adding 20 to this challenge. So this is kind of one of my ones that got messed up, so I'm using it. It's a paper one, but if you order this in the shop, it is laminated. You might actually get, if you place an order to my shop, I always include freebies, and some of my oopsies things or my reject ones that maybe are just like slightly imperfect, I always send as freebies. So you may get one of these if you place an order. As you guys know, having an Etsy shop is very new to me. I just opened it a couple weeks ago. So this is all trial and error for me right now at this point. But we are going to add 20 to this today. So let's see. We now have 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So that is coming along really nicely. All right, next is our Catch 'em All challenge. This was also the first one of the first challenges I made. So this is not accurate as far as what the one looks like on my shop. It's gonna be like this size, like this. It's gonna have the rounded corners. This was my first run with a laminator. It's also obviously smaller. I found, you guys might notice my challenges and my placeholders compared to others that you will order are sized down slightly. And that's because I noticed that going in and out of the envelopes, having to bend any of the challenges or placeholders slightly, the lamination was coming apart on the corners. And if you have a laminator, you can easily run your items back through there and they'll seal. But if you don't, then they start to come apart. So that's why we sized ours down slightly so that you don't have to do that bending to get in, especially these zippered envelopes, because there's this little, zipper thing that you have to get past. So that's what we did a little bit differently. But on the Catch 'em All challenge this week, we are going to add 10. So we're going to color in 2 Pokeballs. So my brother actually, if you guys don't know, like my brother and my husband are like super into Pokemon, and they have like a whole group of friends that they are so into it. Like they get together and they actually play the games. It's not just like into collecting the cards. Like they have collections, of course, but they actually build decks and they play the game. My brother just went to I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but it was like some type of huge tournament in Oregon, in Portland, I believe it was. And he did pretty well. He got to day 2, and then he dropped. But he's going to, I don't know if they call it like regionals or what, in California to play as well. And so they've done that before. So it's really fun for them. It's really something fun that they enjoy. The only problem is that it's so hard to come by cards anymore because people are just like scalping them like crazy. So that's a bummer. But one of our friends who also watches these videos was super sweet and gave my husband like her whole stash of Pokemon cards because she was like, oh, I'm kind of done with this. And he is so happy. He's like so happy about it. And he has helped my nephews build their decks and put like their collections together. So in the stuff that she gave him, there was some stuff that they needed. And they're so precious because they're like 10 and 12, my nephews. And so they're like so excited about the cards, and there was some that my husband needed. So it's like very cool, very, very cool for people who actually appreciate the cards and not just want to like resell them. So, all right. So in the Pokemon challenge, let's add the 10 and then we'll give it a count. Okay, so we've got 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, and 85. So this is a $150 challenge. And the point of this was that it was a pack per day. So a pack used to be $5. Now it's like $7.99 for a pack at a lot of places. But yeah, that was kind of the idea behind this challenge. Okay, next is the Princess Saving Challenge. So now we're getting into some challenges that I did not create. So this one's from Budget with Maddie, and I'm obsessed with them. I talk about them every week. I just think they're beautiful. Today we're going to be adding $20 to this challenge. So that's 2 icons. They're each worth 10. So we're going to put a little heart next to the crown or tiara, and also next to the glass slipper. So let's add $20 to this. So this one now has 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. Beautiful. Halfway done with that one. All right. And then the last challenge that we're going to be stuffing is my July challenge. So we're going to get to complete another 40 on here. And then next week, we'll actually complete this whole challenge. We'll add our last 40. Complete the July challenge of it anyway. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. So 160 in here. And like I said, stuff it one more time. We'll be at the 200 mark and this challenge will be completed. All right, so that is all that we're gonna be stuffing in this binder. We have my daily grind challenge, which is for any leftover rollover money I have at the end of the week. And we did add $7 in my unstuffing this week. So that's coming along well. But we have to do one more thing. We need to write in that we completed the Soaring High challenge and today's date, because I am tracking that, all of my challenges through the year. So Soaring High, we completed, today is, I'm filming this late, you guys, it's the 27th. Oh, whoops. Okay, 5/27, and it was for $100. Okay, so now that we filled that in, we need to reallocate this $100. So as I mentioned to you guys before, what I wanted to start doing was, as I completed each savings challenge, I was gonna start in the beginning of my binder, my first binder, my high priority, and add the first completed challenge to the first envelope in here. And then we're gonna work through that and go through all of my envelopes so they all get a bump. Now that may change if there's some type of emergency that occurs and we need extra funds, then yes, we can obviously make some changes to that plan, but right now that is what I wanna do. So we're gonna add this $100 into my emergency fund, which is great because it pained me to pull money from this week. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 going in here. Let's update that on my tracker. Today is the 27th. So we're gonna write completed challenge, adding $100. So that will give us $9,140. 9,000 of that is in the high yield savings. All right, you guys, awesome. Very excited about that little boost. All right, my friends, that brings us to the end of today's cash stuffing video. If you guys made it to the end and you haven't already, please leave me a daisy emoji in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. If you do nothing else, please do that. It really does help just with the engagement. If you guys can drop a comment, even if it's an emoji, even if it's not the daisy emoji, any emoji you want. And leave this video a thumbs up. That really does help. I appreciate you guys all so much for being here, for all the kind words and comments, and just sticking with us as our budget is changing during this time. I think I'm learning so much more about the cash stuffing method and just budgeting and finance in general as our budget is changing and evolving right now, and it's unpredictable. I appreciate having a budget so much more right now. I hope you guys can learn something, or I shared something of value with you all today. And again, thank you all so much for being here, and we will catch you guys in our next video. Bye.